everyone, it's Sharona from Pay Your Weights, and today I'm going to be reviewing P-Valley, Episode 7, Last Call for Alcohol. You guys, it's been 2 weeks. I have missed you. I have missed P-Valley. I don't know why we took that 2-week break, but let's not do that again, okay? Okay. So, before I get into the review, you guys are sorry. That's why I get this little slick back today because I am sick. My 1-year-old godson thought it was really cute to cough in TT's face while he has a little snotty nose and a cold. So I am now sick, okay? Just want to let y'all know if I sound weird, I look weird, my hair not done, it's because I had to cancel my hair appointment. My nose is stuffed up, and if my neck is glistening because I rubbed a whole jar of vapor rub on my chest just so I can breathe long enough to get through this review, okay? Okay, so going into this week's episode, so the episode opens up and we see HAILEY. I'm going to call her by her real name because, you know, she's HAILEY Lakeisha Autumn. We're going to call her HAILEY now, HAILEY Colton, I believe. And so she's dancing. She got her natural hair and stuff. She's dancing for her man. I said, okay, HAILEY, I see you, boo. But I said, but who you dancing for? And I was like, oh, is that the dude, Montavious, that I called like a cheap, like, pimp? Because that's what he was looking like when I saw, like, the outline of him. But when I was looking at her give him the lap dance, I was like, okay, cutie. Looking like a little discount Mario Van Peebles. Okay, I see you, boo. He can get it. So we see her dancing. She seems happy. And then he, like, walks into another room. And then we see him pick up a baby. And so I'm assuming that was HAILEY's baby that passed away. And then we go back to present day. She's moving out. I would say, do you say moving out when you didn't move in with nothing? Like, it ain't like she got nothing to take with her. She got to move anything. She was only sleeping on a mattress. But we see her looking outside. She took the newspaper off of the windows and stuff. Was looking at the kids playing outside. So we see that with her character, we see that the sheriff ends up seeing her when the sheriff goes to serve Uncle Cliff the notice about you can't have no titties showing when the alcohol pouring. Okay, that was the rule. I didn't make it up. Mayor Ruffin made it up. And so then we see that he looks at the missing person sign in his car that had the picture of her as HAILEY Colton. And so I'm assuming that he called her baby daddy that she thought she killed, but she didn't kill. So this opened up a whole new can of worms. But I'm going to pause on that because I got to go to Uncle Cliff, who was serving me Black Panther, giving me this little Black Panther look with the afro, with the beret, with the braid. I was like, give it to me, Uncle Cliff. You better serve it up in the beginning of the episode. So we see that at the end of the last episode, we saw episode 6 Legacy, that he made a deal with the devil, aka Raggedy Patrice Woodbine. I see Patrice got a new wig, y'all see that new wig she had to go get a new wig because Mercedes ruined that last one, okay? Got her a little blonde and stuff going on. I said, okay, Raggedy Patrice. So they end up staging this protest outside of the park that was supposed to be named after Mayor Ruffin. And essentially, this is Uncle Cliff's plan to get back at Mayor Ruffin to stop the auctioning of the Pynk. This is her last Hail Mary in order to save the club. And so we see that this makes the news because we see Brandy, who was in the she was doing her last little drop for HAILEY. Then she looked on the news and I saw that rage in her eyes. I saw that rage come, that betrayal that fell upon her as we saw Patrice and Uncle Cliff basically coming together to do this little protest, which was absolutely hilarious because with her preaching and then Uncle Cliff had the tambourine, I said, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm really tired of it. I just can't. So we see that throughout the course of the episode, Andre and his goddaddy, the mayor, they on rocky ground, okay? Everything's shaky right now. So we saw that he came up with this whole idea to do the lease agreement to help Corbin after his raggedy white brothers pulled a gun on him. And so essentially we see that they have told them about the lease agreement. They reluctantly sign, which causes issues for Mayor Ruffin because they immediately say, hey, once all of this goes through, we're going to make sure that we hire a new mayor because the whole point of us getting you elected was in order to get this casino established, but all of that is turning to crap right now. They were really upset because Corbin got to sign before them, which made them even more upset. But I was just like, it is what it is at this point. Y'all ain't got no money, so you don't have no choice in the first place. So we get into a very interesting conversation with with Mayor Ruffin and with, what's his raggedy name? Andre. Child, my mind, just, my goodness. So I think it's funny because in the middle of the argument, you know, Andre he's all high and mighty now, right? He feels as though that, you know, he doesn't have a guilty conscience anymore, that he helped give Corbin his legacy, that he's helping the city, like he's doing what he said he was going to do. This is how you actually give back to the people, to the town. And so the mayor is like, sir, are you being serious right now? Because when he told him, he was telling him like, hey, don't stay down on your knees too long. I said, oh my God. And then, I'm sorry. And then Mayor Ruffin, oh, that struck a nerve with Mayor Ruffin, honey, because when he snatched him up and said, I'll beat you behind you, look. I'm not going to say the N-word. It kind of triggers me. Every time the mayor calls him the N-word, it really triggers me back to when my grandma called me the N-word. I told y'all that story before. It still bothers my spirit for some reason. Granny, rest in peace, but you hurt my feelings when you called me an N-word for the first time. So, when he basically tells him, like, hey, like, you know, I had to walk to school for 6 miles. I was here when you had to drink from other water fountains. You know, they go into that whole backstory. Not saying that I don't respect my ancestors that came before me, how they paved the way. They crawled so we can run. Okay, we skipped the walk part. They crawled so we could run. Okay, I just want to make sure y'all don't feel disrespected. But when he told him, and he even said, "Hey, and I'm the person who paid for your school to go to Morehouse when your mama and daddy couldn't pay for it, but you weren't worried about it then." And then he goes into the statistics surrounding how bad unemployment is, how bad the education system is, and how, to him, bringing this casino to this town, it can help fix things. It can help make sure that people graduate. It can help make sure people go to college, that they can have actual jobs, that this will actually make a real difference. So, at this point, the mayor is at his wit's end with Andre. This is when they end up seeing the protest that's happening on the TV screen with Patrice and Uncle Cliff. And then once they actually get to the park site where the protest was happening, he tells them, after the Pynk goes on auction tomorrow, I'm done with you. I am done. Done. Okay? So, that's it for Raggedy Andre. I mean, actually, we can finish Raggedy Andre on up. It ain't that much that happened with him. So, essentially, he ends up getting a text from HAILEY after Mercedes convinces her to, you know, tell him bye one last time in person. Don't do no raggedy phone call like you did in last episode. And so essentially she texts him one last dance. Of course, his little raggedy thirsty behind shows up to the club behind her baby daddy, okay? Standing right behind him, okay? I'm going to call him Mario 2.0. So he's standing right behind Mario 2.0. And then when he goes, he's about to go in. And then Big L's like, hey, I don't think Uncle Cliff want him in there. But when Diamond called him, when he said, no, Obama can come in, I died laughing, okay? Because he actually played Barack Obama in the movie Southside with You. So I thought that was really hilarious. I had to pause for a moment. Had to get my little chuckle out because I thought that was so hilarious. I was just like, you did not have to call him Obama, but I like that little callback because it was a little inside joke. So just in case y'all missed it, I'm just letting y'all know why I got a little laugh out of it. But we see that they made him sign a petition, which I was like, sir, it's a petition. Like, your guy daddy done with you anyway. I don't understand what the issue was, what you was tripping about, what you was so scared about. He wasn't working with you no more regardless, so what was the problem? So he ends up signing. Goes inside, he finds HAILEY while she like shaking it for some, I don't even know who the dude was, child. So then they go into the little VIP room, and then she started getting naked and stuff. I said, oh, hold up, HAILEY, I thought they said you couldn't get naked in the VIP room. That was the whole rule. So she getting all naked, his phone ringing, kept ringing. I was like, sir, you can't put your phone on silent? It's disrespectful. There's a show happening, okay? You can't have your phone ringing in the movies. You can't have your phone ringing while you're trying to get this lap dance. I would just have clear rules, okay? So you realize it's his wife, Brittany, okay? So she like bumping and grinding all up on him, and then the phone rang for the third time. I was like, well, dang, just put it on mute. HAILEY picks up the phone, answers the phone, and then he like, hello? And I was just like, sir, play it cool. So she was like, where are you, Andre? That's not how she sounded, but I'm just saying. And then he was like, I'm in my room. She was like, no, you're not, because I'm in your room. I was like, oh, snap. You didn't caught up in a lie, sir. So essentially, he ends up getting shook, like getting off the phone, like, hey, I'll be right there. I was at the bar watching the game. I was like, this lying Negro. And then he leaves. She was like, bye, Andre. And he was like, bye, HAILEY. She looked shook and sad, like because he really like chose to go be with his wife. And I was like, girl, what you just saying that you had a problem with him being married? You was all naked, bumping and grinding up on him. But I love that shot when they show HAILEY's body in his eye, and we see that similar shot towards the end of the episode when Martavia's like, where my money? But I thought it was really dope how they did those scenes. But we see he goes to his wife's, and she was like, where you been? And so like any wife would be, but baby, when he told her to shut the F up, I said, oh, shut the F up. But when he grabbed her, and like, let me tell you the line that took me out, okay? When he said, oh, I see you shut the F up now, I said, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, that was sexy as hell, okay? That was sexy. And if y'all try to talk about me and say it was something wrong for saying that was sexy, the way that he just took initiative, took charge, did the thing on thing, put it down on her. But if my parents are watching, I don't have sex. So I'm just saying, like, I would think that that's something that I would enjoy, but I don't know because I'm a virgin. But if my parents aren't watching, he did the dang old thing. Y'all need to take notes from Andre. Y'all need to make sure that y'all sometimes you just gotta take it with consent. Like, make sure, like, you know, the other person wants to do it. But I'm saying when you're, like, in a relationship with someone and they're giving you consent. But, like, someone just shut up, okay? Get down. Let me just... okay. I just needed a moment, but I felt that. I felt that whole scene. Oh, that sexual frustration that he released upon his wife. Then she gonna have the nerve to say, you really miss me. Bitch, he didn't miss your raggedy behind. He was just ignoring your phone calls, ma'am. Stop it. You ruined the whole moment. But yeah, so that's all that happened with Andre raggedy behind. So let's go ahead and talk about Mercedes. So Mercedes was upset because she saw Uncle Cliff and Patrice on TV, and so she went to go talk to Uncle Cliff, and then Uncle Cliff basically breaks down. She had to remind her of the rules, like, there is no crying. Get it together. So Uncle Cliff, she basically begs Mercedes, like, you my bottom bitch. I need you to do one last dance since this is the last night before the Pynk gets closed and shut down. And so she basically ended up agreeing. But I like the conversation that her and HAILEY have when she's convincing her, like, well, HAILEY gave her the money that she promised her, but she gave her extra so she can go ahead and get her gym, which I thought was really cool. Like, imagine if y'all were friends, like, from episode 1, how much more in the world you could have accomplished together. But she gives her the money, but then Mercedes says, no, I've got a way that I can finesse the rest. So essentially, and I don't know if that had anything to do with the coach coming. I don't know if that's what she was talking about. Let me know in the comment section below if that's like what you thought. What you guys don't know is I watch these, I don't have subtitles or anything. So when y'all be like, you missed this and you missed that, because I ain't got no daggone subtitles because I'm watching the screener before it comes out. So let me know in the comment section below. Help your girl out. Thank you. But I think it's interesting the conversation that they do have when she tells her, like, you need to go tell Andre bye. Like, you need to see him in person. And then she tried to talk about, like, he's married. She was like, girl, so what? Like, there's no love for ladies like us. And when she tells her, like, you know, that never works because we're selling lust. And that's the first thing that we sell them before it even gets to love. I thought it was really interesting how she kind of made that comparison, or I was just like, dang, like, that's kind of cold-hearted, but then you kind of got a point at the same time. So when she was telling her, I wish I had the chance to tell my person goodbye, I was like, is she talking about her baby daddy? Like, is that who she was referencing? Are we going to get some type of backstory as to what is happening, how she was pregnant at 15? Somebody just let me know. But I thought that that's who she was talking about, but I wasn't quite sure. But the floss that they gave her, that little pearl outfit, I said, okay, bitch, you better get it. I really like that outfit that they gave her. I thought it was super dope. So towards the end of the episode, we see that she sees Mario 2.0 sitting there with the wad of cash sitting on the table, and then she comes and sits next to him trying to work her charm, and he was like, I'm sorry, maybe another time, I'm waiting on her. And so he gave her a wad of cash, and then she waved over to HAILEY to come, and I was like, girl, you setting her up? Why is you doing this, girl? So she ended up setting her up. But I think that towards the end, even though she ran into the coach, which made me think that she invited the coach and that's how she was going to finesse the other half of her money to get her gym, or she might just be moving to, I don't know what's happening. I'm not going to speculate. That's just my whole little prediction. But with her seeing the look on HAILEY's face, I think she thought that something was up. So I'm assuming that when she left the coach that she was going to go check on HAILEY. That's just my thought. You guys let me know what you thought about that. But I think she was actually going to check on HAILEY because it seemed like something just wasn't right whatsoever. So I do want to talk a little bit more about Uncle Cliff because we have this conversation that Uncle Cliff and Corbin have. When Uncle Cliff comes back home from the protest, we see that Corbin is sitting on the porch, bruised, got his behind beat by his raggedy white brothers. And so essentially they have this conversation, and I was wondering why Uncle Cliff never asked Corbin for the money to help save the Pynk, but I'm assuming that was her last Hail Mary after the whole protest. But I thought it was really surprising. Like, first of all, when she told Corbin, like, when Corbin said the N-word, she was like, excuse me, I think your crack side coming out. I was like, stop it. Uncle Cliff, she had some funny one-liners this entire episode. I was dying of laughter the entire time after Uncle Cliff. Like, I can't believe it's one more episode. I'm going to miss her. So Corbin basically says, like, hey, I don't care about the Pynk. I'm trying to get my legacy. I'm trying to get this leasing agreement. Like, you need to stop what you're doing. And so essentially, Uncle Cliff tells Corbin that, like, don't come back or I'm going to beat your raggedy behind. Or you need just go back to your brothers when you need to get your behind beat in the first place. Referencing to what Corbin was doing, his whole slave master stuff. Don't even get me started on that. But basically, the mayor sends the sheriff to tell her that the girls can't have their titties out if they serving liquor. And then when she told him that she is blessed and highly favored, she's like, she ain't gonna be the only one going down with the Pynk. She is blessed and highly favored. And if anybody gonna be sucking some D, it's gonna be her, because she gonna take everybody with her because she loves some deep throat. I was just like, wow. But when she also said, what my hoes gonna do, it ain't no orphanage for no hoes, I was just like, Uncle Cliff just gives me so many smiles, and I literally just can't take it. I just was like, they don't have an orphanage for hoes. You're really right. I think that's something that we should get started because everyone deserves love and everyone deserves a home. So after that, really nothing else really happens. We see that essentially Uncle Cliff does his last prayer with the girls. But when he said in the Trinity, the Father, the Son, asses, the titties, I said, you know what? I can't even do this. I'm happy I didn't watch this on Sunday because I definitely got a good little laugh out of that. But I was just like, I just cannot with you, Uncle Cliff. But I did think it was really cute when Lil Murda, who is having a hard time. Lil Murda's having a hard time this episode. He's doing this big performance with Mississippi. And essentially, he's trying to get his, like, he's doing a live performance while she's, I'm assuming she's supposed to be dancing. But he has stage fright. She ends up figuring out that he has stage fright. So she makes him strip naked in order to do his rap, to lay it out on the line. Just strip yourself how you strip yourself when you put your little verse down on the track. And I didn't realize he was that tall. I was like, damn, you tall. I was like, hey, cutie, you tall. Actually, you know what? I think he married. I can't lust after him like that because I know he married. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to lust in my mind. I ain't even going to say it no more. But he ends up getting it together. And I think that him and Mississippi make a fun team with one another. But we see that he ends up stealing. I'm sorry. He ends up stealing Uncle Cliff's car, which is like, you're so like, just, I cannot with you. He steals Uncle Cliff's car, but to decorate it and to help Uncle Cliff really have this last moment of peace before she goes into her last night at the Pynk. And I thought it was really nice. I think it's really nice with their relationship that he offered her a chance to be vulnerable, because Uncle Cliff always feels that she needs to be strong for everyone else, and she always puts everyone else's feelings before her own. And I really like that in that moment he gives her, like, hey, like, I just want you to relax. I don't want you to think about anything. And I really want to take your mind off things. But if you need to have a moment, you can have a moment with me. It's totally fine. But, you know, Uncle Cliff is just like, no, I can't do it today. I got to be strong. But tomorrow I'm going to take you up on that offer. And so then, you know, Lil Murda, he was trying to get something on in a little car. And then Uncle Cliff, she was like, I ain't got time for that. And then he was like, you got time for this. He didn't say that, but I was just saying that that's what she said. And then, you know, Lil Murda top Uncle Cliff off with a little something before she had to go to work. But in the midst of all of this, his friend ends up taking a phone call, and he ends up seeing Uncle Cliff and Lil Murda coming back from the woods, whatever the heck they was doing, looking at the stars, child. And so they have a very interesting conversation when he says, hey, like, I thought you said this was a one-time thing. You know, you can love who you want to love, but I have this, like, a scout coming for you. Like, all these girls are throwing themselves at you. I just don't understand, like, what is wrong with you. But that's on you. But you don't want to mess this paper up. So I have a feeling that Lil Murda is going to do Uncle Cliff a little dirty in order to secure his dreams. And it's almost as if when they show that last scene between him taking the stage and HAILEY going to meet her fate with Montavious, that he was making an active decision that he would have to shut off this part of his life in order to follow his dreams, which most people, you've seen people in sports, you've seen people in music, like what happens when they are their true selves. And so I feel like that's the choice that Lil Murda makes, but I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that he finds a way to love who he wants to love and be successful at the same time. But we know in this world, that's not always how it typically goes. And so, gotta talk about my friend, crooked letter, crooked letter, humpback, Okay, I'm sorry. It's been 2 weeks. Like, let me have my moment with Mississippi. So, she still got these dang on bruises, child. They ran out of, the makeup for her in Walgreens. I was like, girl, as much as he grabbing on you, you need to have a lifetime supply. Okay, because it's getting out of hand. And so, Gidget makes a comment like, I don't know why she don't just leave. And then HAILEY says, because the moment that you try to leave, that's when they kill you. And then Gidget was like, dang, girl, see, like, you know a little bit too much about this. And I was like, oh, so, like, he was trying to kill her because she was trying to get away. I don't know. I can't speculate what's happening with Mario 2.0 and HAILEY. But we see that Mississippi is nervous about the last night. And, you know, Diamond was outside when she walked outside. He was like, where's the baby at? Derek watching the baby. But then I was confused because Derek popped up. So I was like, who is watching the baby if Derek's here at the strip club? That's a whole nother story. But I am so upset because Gidget raggedy behind. Diamond gives her this necklace talking about how his soldier friend died trying to save his life. And it was something that his kids said to him to give him courage. And so he gave her the necklace talking about hope it brings you courage. And I was like, she was like, can you put it on me? I said, yes, put it on her. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not what he meant. That's not what she meant. But that's what I was hoping that she meant. Because I was just like, girl, stop playing and let him put it on you. Not the naked necklace. See, let me get my mind right. Okay, I'm sorry. But don't act like y'all weren't thinking it too, that you wanted them to get it on. Okay, because I wanted a little boom boom. Okay, so they end up almost kissing and then Gidget raggedy behind outside screaming mad because Duffy said he was going to make a run to Alabama. She's sexually frustrated. She said he won't come to the last night at the Pynk. I was just like, girl, you really ruined a moment for us. We've been waiting 7 episodes for this. Ugh. Still mad about it. So Derek raggedy behind pop up at the club. Then he goes to the bar like, hey, let me get a bottle. And then she's like, Gidget's like, oh, you on top shelf for like a bottom person? I was like, Gidget, stop, girl. You gonna get her in trouble when she get home. But then when he basically told her, what you gonna do about it? She was like, I'm gonna take Keyshawn and the kids with me. He was like, to the trailer park with your crackhead mama. I said, oh my God, Derek, why are you doing this level of shade at Gidget? But Gidget did ask for it. But he acted like he was gonna hit her. I was like, I wish you would. Come on. Square up. I was ready. I was ready to come through the screen and square up against Derek. But what really ticked me off was 2 things, okay? 2 things. One, so you gonna go buy a bottle and then put it on Mississippi's tab? Bruh. I was ready to fight him then, okay? Then when she was giving somebody a lap dance and his little old sociopath behind was watching like he was getting off on it, I was like, sir, somebody beat his behind. Oh, it be people like this little Doug looking Zach Morris wannabe. Oh, he really burns my soul. He burns my soul. But who was watching the baby though? These are just questions that I need answers to. But that's pretty much all that happened with them. I'm trying to figure out, is there anything else that I missed? Did I miss somebody important, y'all? I guess not. Okay, I got through that pretty quick. So, my overall thoughts of the episode, I I really liked the episode. They built the intensity up. Those last 2 shots of Lil Murda and then HAILEY, I was so scared for HAILEY. She looked like she saw a ghost. She started studying. She was like, I killed you. He said, she was like, I shot you. He's like, well, not well enough. I said, girl, how many times you shoot this man? He done came back like this and still looking good, girl. But then when they do the shot when he says, I want my money, I was like, ooh, she finna bring Mercedes in this mess with her. And I'm really scared for the both of them at this point in time. But I can't believe they gonna really let them lose the Pynk. Like, Uncle Cliff, she ain't got no more Hail Marys. I just need some answers. I need to understand what is going to happen. But I really enjoyed this episode. Isaiah Washington as the mayor is just absolutely hilarious. And he's just so good that it's sickening. And I can't wait to see what happens with Andre and his wife, if she's going to figure out what, like, who HAILEY is, what's going to happen. I don't know. But overall, I really like this show. I love the progression in Lil Murda and Uncle Cliff's relationship. I hope that Lil Murda makes the right decision to follow his dreams and follow his heart at the same time, that he can have both. And I need Mississippi and Diamond to get up on in there, and I need Diamond to beat the brakes up off of Doug, okay? AKA, you know, Derek Raggy behind, okay? So those are pretty much my thoughts on the episode. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. How did you feel about tonight's episode? What do you think is going to happen in the season finale? I cannot believe we only have 1 episode left. It breaks my heart. My heart breaks, okay? But yeah, those are my thoughts on P-Valley episode 7, Last Call for Alcohol. As always, my name is Sharona for Para Waits, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit the notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. And until I see you again, bye.